Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel Programming Knowledge. In today's Microsoft Excel tutorials video, we are going to see the function which is known as VLOOKUP in Microsoft Excel. Now this VLOOKUP function is considered very important, and the reason behind it is that it is used to ease our task. Now this VLOOKUP function is used mainly whenever we want to search any kind of a data in our table. So as the name suggests, VLOOKUP is composed of first letter is V, which means vertical, and lookup is to look up or search for a value in a table. So this VLOOKUP function helps us to search for any kind of a value in a vertical table. Now there is another counterpart of this VLOOKUP function, and that function is known as the HLOOKUP function, which we will see in the next video. So in this video we will be focusing only on VLOOKUP. We will see that what are the various parameters of the VLOOKUP function, how can we use it, what are its various usages, and why it is very important. So the first question is why it is very important. So for that I have a table with me over here. Now this table has 4 columns, that is name, days worked, cost per day, and total. So it total has a collection of 6 records or 6 names, and we have data like how many days these 6 people worked, and their cost of working each day is different. So on the basis of the number of days worked and the cost, we have got the total. Now this is a simple table that is available to us, and suppose we want to find any kind of a record in this table. Suppose we want to find that what is the total amount that we need to pay to a person named as Roger. So a general approach of our searching would be like we would enter into this table, and since we already know the name is Roger, so we first go to this name column and then we will search for that particular name. So in the first row the name is Sam, which is not Roger, so we will just neglect this data. In the second one it is Roger, so we will take up this data. This means we are moving vertically. After that we will find the corresponding column which gives us the resultant information, and this column that we are looking for is the total cost or the total amount we need to pay to Roger. So then we will move horizontally and will reach to this total column, which is $960. So this is a general approach of searching for any kind of a value in a record. Now this is exactly what the VLOOKUP function does. It just searches for a particular value in the given table, and out of that particular value, what does it does is that it finds out the corresponding value of the particular column. Now here I have taken an example that I have just cited, that Roger is the person whose salary or the total amount we need to search, and its total amount we have kept as $960. Now this has already been stored over here, but what if we want to search for another person, say Tom? So for Tom we need to find out that what amount do we have to pay to Tom. So for that what do we need to do is first just go into this names column and search for this Tom value, and when we get this Tom we have to search for its salary, which is $800. But it is very easy to search over here because the table is very small. It has only 4 columns and some 6 rows. However, when you are working with a database, there are tons of data available to you. There are multiple columns, hundreds of columns, and thousands of rows. So in that particular case you cannot follow this kind of a approach. So that is the reason why we have got these lookup functions to easy our task. So the first lookup function that is used over here is the VLOOKUP function, and we can easily find out the salary that we need to pay to Tom using the VLOOKUP function. So for that I have kept this cell and I'm going to just start typing. Just put an equal sign, type in VLOOKUP. Then as you can see that it asks for 4 values. First of all is the lookup value. Now what is this lookup value? This lookup value tells the parameter that what value it needs to look for. In our case, what value do we need to look for is Tom. that is the name of the person. So since this Tom is present in this particular cell, so we are going to select this cell. That from here you will get this lookup value. Then put a comma to move to the next parameter, which is a table array. Now we need to tell to the Excel that what table array it does have to keep in consideration while searching for that value, or in which table it has to search for the Tom value. So the table over here is this table. So we are just going to select this whole table, that is from D4 till G10. Then put a comma. Then it asks for a column index number. Now this column index number is the index number of the column of which we want to find our value. Since over here we need to find out the whole salary, so this is present in the totals column. Now this totals column, if we just count from the left hand side, is the first, second, third and the fourth column. So this 4 is going to be entered over here. Then put a comma, and then there is an option of true or false, which is range lookup, which has two values, true for approximate match and false for exact match. At this time I'm just going for an exact match, so that is why I'm keeping a 0 and then closing the parenthesis. Its functionality we are going to learn up very soon, or now all you have to do is this only, and then press enter. Now as soon as you press enter, you can see that you have got $800 as the answer, and this is exactly the answer that we want. Now Tom, as you can just cross check from the table, receives a salary of 800. But what if we just change some of the values over here? For example, instead of Tom, we want to find out Robert's salary. So we just put here Robert, and as soon as we press enter, then you can see that $1,200 is what we have got, and that is exactly the salary of Robert. So this is what the VLOOKUP function does. It eases your efforts. Now the reason we have chosen exact match was the exact match, or the 0 parameter that we provided for the range lookup values. What does it does? It searches for the exact value. Like Robert, it searches if Robert is present, then only it gives the result. What if we just type some name which is not present in this table? Suppose we type in Josh and press enter, then it gives an error. This means that it has not found the value Josh, and that is why it cannot display any result, and that is the usage of the exact match function. Now the approximate match, what does it does? It looks for an approximate value, and it cannot be used over the textual data and only over the numerical data. So if we just want to look up at a single or a simple definition of exact match and approximate match, then we can simply understand it with the example of ranges. Suppose some of the data is present which has the values, like if any data is more than 10, then you need to follow these steps. If it is less than 20, then you need to follow these steps. It is between 10 and 20, then some other steps needs to be followed. So in that case, whenever the range of a data is given to you, then the approximate match can be used, which is used to find out the approximate value out of the total lookup value that is given to us. So we are going to understand what is the usage of approximate match and how it can be used very easily to find out the approximate values. Now to clearly understand about the difference between the exact match and approximate match, what I have done is just deleted the first column of our table, that was the names column, and now we have days worked, cost per day and total. Now here I have kept 7, which is the exact value that is present in our table. So for that we have got the total cost as 700, which is exactly what we wanted. Now the another number that we have got over here is 4. Now this 4 is not present in the days worked column in our table, and that is why the value we have got for it is 330. Now the reason why we have got this value is because the value 3 is present over here, and this value 3 has got the corresponding value of $330. That is why 4 has also got a value of $330. And if you take a look at its formula, then we have kept the last argument as 1, which means we have kept the approximate match. Now what if for this 4 we keep an exact match instead of the approximate match? So we have this exact match function over here, and here if we just change its number to a 4, then you can see that we have got the error of value not available. So that is all in today's video. I hope you all have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.